Hey, good morning, fellow YouTubers. I just watched a video by MC Ryder on death wobbles, and I had one incident of a death wobble that literally almost caused me to think about not riding anymore. But this goes way back to only owning a motorcycle for a month and only really riding for a month. Sorry for that noise. My coffee maker's going off. So I'd only been on the freeway once, and just for like a very small stretch. So I'd owned the bike for about a month, and to the best of my recollection, I think it was a Saturday, and I'd already gone up. I lived fairly close to Mulholland, and it's a fun, twisty road, and Beverly Glen was really fun. So I'd already, because I had to take that to school, Beverly Glen, and then over Mulholland down into the valley for some high school. And I was taking that motorcycle to school a lot of days. And so on Saturday, I realized I could take the 405 freeway northbound and get there to Mulholland really quick. So I'd only had that one time in the freeway. I'm driving an old beat up 76 Honda Super Sport, and the tires were, pretty old. They had the cracks on the sidewall. And, me being a newbie, I probably put too much air in that front tire. But I just got into the second lane, the fast lane. So I guess lane 3, maybe, if you're counting from the right. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 would be fast lane. So I'm in that lane 3, and the tire actually blows out like a car tire would blow out. And luckily, I was probably only going like maybe 55 or 60. And it went into a death wobble that I don't know how I survived. Basically, my hands were a blur on the handlebars. They were going back and forth so quickly that both hands were basically just a blur. So obviously just immediately let off the gas, leaned over the tank more, and just tried to ride it out as I was trying to change lanes to the right. And man, I think my heart skipped at least 1 or 2 beats. That was really, really crazy. But was able to make it off on the freeway off ramp, which was like the very first one. So I got on the freeway. I wasn't even probably up into 5th gear yet. So I was in probably like 4th gear, getting ready to go into 5th. So I just barely got on the freeway, and then the tire blew, and I saw my light flash in front of me, and I started to move back over. So I got on one on ramp and got off on the very next off ramp with a blown front tire. Wow. So that was probably the really the single most scariest experience I've ever had in a motorcycle. And those of you that have watched my channel, you probably know I've had 3 accidents, relatively minor, but all 3 of those accidents I went down, and all 3 of them were probably between, the slowest was maybe 15, 20 miles an hour, and the fastest was the first one, probably at like maybe 40 miles an hour. But so obviously you can survive stuff like that normally. But this, I didn't go down, but this was probably the single most scariest incident I ever had. So obviously tires are very, very important. Thanks for listening, you guys. Leave a comment about your scariest experience ever on a motorcycle. Hit like or dislike. Anyways, it's Friday. Have a good day. Bye, guys.